Hey everybody, welcome back to We Are the Batman. I'm Mike.
And this is Matthew.
So last month, Matt showed me something that kind of broke my brain a little bit. A little fan film called Batman Dead End. And apparently the maker of that, Sandy Collora, please tell me I'm pronouncing that wrong because that's a disease, he made a follow-up ish called Batman and Superman World's Finest. It's about 3.5 minutes, and I haven't seen this. Matt?
I mean, I've seen it.
Okay.
I watched it back when it was a thing, because again, like this is back early 2000s. YouTube's not a thing, so when these things come about and they're of good a quality, especially at that time when nobody was doing this,
Yeah.
they got attention. So like this is another one that was in Wizard the Guide to Comics. Everybody was talking about it. It was all over LimeWire, download pages, websites.
Good old LimeWire.
Yeah.
We're so old.
Yeah. So it's interesting because again, like it was hard enough to get to make a fan film because I did some back then, but there was nowhere to put it. So the fact that this got his fame, I mean, you realize after you did the Batman Dead End reaction, you had friends that were like, I have that mask.
Yeah. For you guys, my buddy of mine, Travis, who's a photographer and a huge horror nerd. He, as soon as we posted our reaction, within like an hour, I had him texting me. He has a replica of one of the Predator helmets specifically from that fan film, and he was like, how have you, so many people reached out to me and were like, how have you, Mike Shea, ever seen Batman Dead End? I haven't seen most Batman fan films.
I had two people who were like, you got the only co-host that's a Batman fan that's never seen Batman Dead End. How did you do that?
He got one that was the right age, I guess. Because my parents were like, for better or for worse, were very like, I don't want to say anti-internet in the early 2000s, but they weren't super big on their teenage sons having internet access in the early 2000s for a litany of valid reasons, especially this is also at the hype of like Law and Order, SVU, cyber crimes, and things like that. So my parents were pretty much just like as limited internet access as possible, and I'm at that age where so stuff like this just completely missed me.
Yeah, and again, like I was saying, like it's not like you could just go to YouTube and the algorithm happened to pull up on it. You had to know where it was to find it. I mean, it was everywhere for a while, but yeah. So this is that sequel to that, and it's not as batshit crazy as Grayson, where you get to the point where you're like, what does this have to do with anything?
Oh yeah, you guys are not going to see our reaction to Grayson. Ooh.
But it's interesting because this is definitely, see, I always say with fan films, kind of like the fan casting, where like the concept of getting acting talent is secondary to let me find a guy who looks that part.
Yeah. This is very much still in the era of, this is around the same time they cast Brendan Routh as Superman, if for no other reason than he just looked remarkably similar to Christopher Reeve.
Yeah. Well, and I think on top of that, and maybe this should be something we'll talk about later, is like this is pre-MCU. This is pre most of the modern day comic book films. So with the exception of Batman or the Rocketeer, like the idea of what a costume could be is gone.
Yeah.
So everybody, and then especially as a fan film, you're like, hey, I hate the way Batman looks in those movies. I'm going to put him back in spandex. So all the heroes in these things are in spandex, which means you got to cast somebody who can pull off the spandex. So kick it in, brother. Let's see this, because it's only a trailer. It's only like 3.5 minutes.
Yeah. So make sure you guys subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this. Let us know down in the comments if there are some other ones you think we should watch. We're gonna try to not post reactions of stuff that we don't like, mostly because like a lot of this stuff is kind of old, and not like we're breaking new ground. And also B, this stuff is made by independent filmmakers for bus fare. We're not trying to pour salt on the wounds, but Matt insisted on these, so we're gonna dive on in. Man, that's good framing in that shot, actually. Okay, that dude, good edit, real good edit. This guy was ripped off an Alex Ross page.
For every force of good in the world, there is evil.
But innocent people will die. Every war has its casualties, Clark.
Now, the fate of the world will once again rest on the shoulders of Krypton's last son. But this is one battle he will not fight alone.
I think I have that prop battering.
Not now, Jimmy.
Wait, I want you on that Batman story right away. Olsen, get in here.
That's all we need is that masked lunatic running around the streets of Metropolis.
Bruce Wayne.
There's something about him.
So same guy as Batman.
Oh, it's the same Batman actor from Dead End.
You let people get too close. I can't risk that.
Ah, with the contact lenses in the eyes.
Yes?
It'd be nice to see you sometime.
I want 2 birds taken out with 1 stone. You have 3 days.
This is actually very well shot. Two-Face, we got Two-Face. The guy actually bears a small resemblance to Michael Keaton.
Oracle, I've got a situation here. You're gonna break into the White House.
Just another building, Clark. 2 more guards, 2 more locks.
That Batmobile.
Yeah, that Batmobile.
He doesn't talk much, does he?
He's a strong, silent type. Me? I'm just a country boy.
Oh, that flying shot was good.
About your secret romance.
He'll come for me, and when he
does, he will die.
What have you unleashed, Luther?
Say goodnight, Big Blue.
Like, dude.
Yeah, all the legalese.
Yeah. Please don't come after me.
Don't sue us. We're just having fun, I promise. Oh, that's nice. Well edited. It was, again, it's the quintessential who can pull off this look the best that I can find locally. Some of the title sequences that they had going were a little quickly edited, especially in the beginning.
Yeah.
Were a little fade in, fade out. But I mean, like, it's not bad, like, by any stretch of the imagination. It's for a fan-made trailer for a movie that's not happening. Yeah.
I want to watch. Well, and the thing of it, think about it this way. This is right as that Timverse World's Finest has been released. This is right around Kingdom Come. So Alex Ross is huge. So it's like you can tell
Yeah.
that influenced this a tremendous amount.
Mm-hmm. I remember when Kingdom Come popped off, and I saw it everywhere. And this is at a time where I'm not even like really collecting comics, especially not Superman. And you couldn't walk or you couldn't go anywhere that had anything to do with popular culture and not see that Kingdom Come image anywhere.
So no, I thought like it's like the acting's not horrendous, but it's definitely like they got that guy.
It's early 2000s fan film acting.
Yeah. But it's funny because that's a guy where I think I told you in the past, like that guy playing Superman, like he's a fitness model. Like you probably recognize him.
Oh no, yeah, that's a I don't know how else to hold my arms because this is just how I'm so used to posing. Because I literally physically can't lower them any more than this. Like he pulled off. He was there to pose in a Lycra Superman costume and not look completely ridiculous.
Yeah.
And he
did.
He did.
Was awesome as Superman.
Though that edit of him catching the tank or the car, whatever, was great, well edited, really good. I don't know if that's a comp shot, but like was really well done. Like the flying was what it was, but I was also impressed by just their ability to get locations.
Yeah, the ability to get locations.
Feel like where they just like shot on the same. It didn't feel like Star Trek where they shot the same hallway from 9 different angles. It felt like they're on rooftops, they're in parking, like they went out and made it feel like we were in a big city.
Well, and that's the advantage of doing something like a movie trailer. Like, hey, go put this costume on. I know this is the exact spot. You're going to run in, you're going to jump, you're going to land, you're going to run off.
Yeah.
And I'm going to film that real quick.
We're in and out in 20 minutes tops.
Yeah.
I think you're right. I think if you're going to go the route of, and this is a discussion, this one we'll talk about in a longer discussion, but I definitely think this was the case of like, we're going for style over substance. Let's not worry about trying to make then let's not even worry about like a whole story. Let's bullet point this shit, just make a trailer.
Well, and this also, like, this is a really good way to hide that maybe your actors aren't the strongest. You could say, I don't like you in Gotham. And we know, but we don't. You know what I mean? It doesn't like stick out like a sore thumb of having a full-on conversation.
You can direct. The worst director could get the worst actor to deliver a single line passably, like with enough takes. You know what I mean? Like, I could sit there with somebody who's never acted before and just looks good in a Batman suit and just go, say this line 1 billion times 1 billion ways, and we're going to take the best one, and that's what's going to get edited into the video, it lends itself to that. But if you guys want to hear a full discussion about Batman fan films and really dissecting things like this down, check out the full podcast episode coming out this week, where we're going to do a complete discussion on Batman fan films, what works, what doesn't, the why nots, all of that. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you can get the podcast immediately right when it drops, 4:30 on Friday.
Wherever it went.
Wherever it goes. Follow us on all the social medias at WATB Pod. Find me on social media at Mr. Mike Shea.
Find me across all social media at The Hasso Man.
And that is going to do it for this episode of We Are the Batman. We'll see you next time. Same bad time, same bad podcast channel.
Bye-bye.